And let's also get to the Eagles, because I got to tell you guys, I had a lot of wind in my sails after free agency, the bulk of free agency being what it was. I mean, CJ, GJ, Bryce Huff. I was like, I don't really know, but I guess the guy's pretty damn good because the Eagles spend a lot of money on him, so hopefully he's the next dude. Saquon. I thought it was an overpay, but I also knew it was an exciting move that would, give the Eagles something totally different, a totally different dimension in the offseason. Devin White, you kidding me? Like, we'll see how much of the old Devin White you get, but certainly he's a lot better than anything they had. And so it felt pretty good. And then Haason Reddick got traded. And then he got traded. Without getting a new contract. Then I saw an Elliott Shore-Parks tweet that said the Eagles are worse than when the season ended. And he cited, roster-wise, and he cited the fact that they've now lost Reddick, Fletcher Cox, and Jason Kelce.
Pretty inarguable.
And I thought, so here's the deal. A couple weeks ago, I was feeling good. Last week, I was feeling good on the Eagles. And I ask you now, as we are in early April, the bulk of free agency over, draft in a couple weeks, what is your reassessment now of the Eagles offseason? What is your assessment now of the Eagles offseason?
Wait, hold on. You're reassessing the offseason?
Right now. Because you know what, John?
Because Haason Reddick got traded.
Yeah.
And didn't get a new contract. Look, I hate the fact that he didn't get a new contract.
Well, think of it this way.
I expect that he will, though.
Think of it this way. A team that got its doors blown off by the Tampa Bay Bucks has probably now lost, what would you guys call it, 3 of the top 7 players on the team? 3 of the top 8 players?
Yeah.
Like, they were really bad at the end, and now granted, I'm not saying Reddick was an all-star, so to speak. I know that's not a football term.
But in 2022, he was.
Listen, he's a great football player, and now he's a Jet. And, he spoke yesterday up there in New York, and that it aggravated the hell, and we'll play the audio as we move through the show. It aggravated me to no end to see Haason Reddick standing up there as a New York freaking Jet and doing so without a new contract. To which I say, again, like I said yesterday, why ain't he an Eagle? And now I feel like, it is worthy of reassessing the Eagles offseason and the Howie thing. John, where are you at?
It is not worthy of reassessing the offseason. It was a very active offseason by Howie, and he hit it out of the park. Come on.
He hit what out of the park?
Our offense, I am so focused on the run-basedness of the offense dominating the rest of this league. The Saquon signing is going to revamp things.
Well, we'll see without Kelce if they can maintain that same level of excellence. Yeah. I don't expect them to.
And I expect them to be able to move people out of the way and run block and do that stuff. I think some of the calls, the pass protections, that stuff, we were struggling with that with Kelce. We got to work through some of that. Hopefully Kellen Moore can give us a better blueprint for how to pick up, blitzes and that sort of thing. My enthusiasm for the Eagles offseason, holy cow, I'm thrilled that it will look different, that we will be carried by the offense. I think to the Eagles' credit, Howie didn't get nostalgic with Haason Reddick. He's said in the past that that's been a problem he's run into before. I thought that maybe he could do the Fletcher Cox contract like last year, almost like the coach on the field. It worked out so well with Fletch last year. Like we could do that with Haason Reddick because of this windfall of money that you're getting from the NFL with the overflow. Hey, surprise money. We could have done the Fletcher thing, I thought. Howie thinks differently. He's separating, he's cutting the cord. It's over. I'm assuming I'm going to feel better about this because Haason Reddick will get a contract here in the next weeks or months.
I don't know about that, John.
He better.
Very strange to me he didn't get that new deal upon the Jets.
He would have helped our team. But, by the way, this Bryce Huff guy, he's got a pressure rate that's second only to Micah Parsons. And we went out and we got the guy that we wanted. Like, I take solace in the notion that Howie and his scouts believed in Bryce Huff to where they wanted him more than they wanted Haason Reddick. They went out and bought him for $17 million while Haason Reddick was being paid $14 million a year.
Was that smart?
In their minds, they think
in your mind,
I need to see what this guy can do.
well, we all do.
Yeah, I look, if he's productive, if he can get double-digit sacks, if he can stifle run, if he can stop the run well, which was a surprising ability of Haason Reddick's. Bryce Huff has huge shoes to step into.
He really does. Look,
I don't know that he realizes how huge these are because he's been a pass rush specialist specifically up there in New York. Yeah, he's got a 21.3 pressure rate, second only to Micah Parsons, but he's only been in there on third down, so you better have a pretty high pressure rate because they're only passing it when you're in there on third down.
Look, I just want to hear from everyone at 215-592-9494. What do you think now? I know it was exciting in March. It was. And listen, there's nothing we could do, and there's nothing the Eagles could do about the fact that Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce wanted to retire. Sometimes you just got to eat that. God bless those guys. They want to step away. Good for them. The team has become, you ready for this? Worse. The team has become worse.
Oh,
They have lost. The team has become worse.
They
lost
defense
Fletcher
became
Cox.
worse. Are we talking
They
about
lost
losing?
Fletcher Cox. They lost Jason Kelce. They lost Haason Reddick.
Okay.
The Eagles football team has become worse. So for all that glitz and glamour of March, and it was exciting, guys, I'm not retracting how I felt then. I'm telling you now I feel differently. I felt the glitz and glamour and the excitement. I was buoyed by that. Now
Those
saying,
guys were retired last week too.
You're
saying
I know
that this
they were.
makes you realize that they're
you know what it is?
imminently retired and not coming back, or something?
Compounding nature when Reddick goes.
I'll put it this way. James, yes on that, but I'll put it this way. It felt to me with free agency, even though Cox and Kelce retired and all that, it felt to me like the cloud had been lifted from 2023. With Reddick gone, and I don't know why the hell he's gone, it feels to me like the cloud's back. That's just how I feel. But I want to hear how you feel.
That sounds like a you problem. I'm excited that the offense is going to look completely different and carry the team. That's exciting to me. I'm excited.
The offense was supposed to carry the team last year. How'd that work?
That's
and
right,
I know that
James.
was a problem. I'm excited that center who is retiring, and yes, he's an all-pro, he's an all-timer, he's a Hall of Famer. He handpicked the guy who's going to come in and take his place, or take the place of the guard next to him. He knows what he's doing, and he's had a hand in the guy who's going to be replacing him.
I'm just aggravated.
We're in good hands.
Guys, I hate to say it, but on a Tuesday morning, I'm annoyed. Your thoughts. Not about me, about how you feel. 215-592-9494. Your reaction to last night's Phillies loss and the now 1-3 start. And with Reddick gone, your assessment, your reassessment now of the Eagles offseason, where do you stand there? 215-592-9494. Joe DeCamera, John Ritchie. It is, of course, 94 WIP.